Hi, everybody. Welcome. It's me, oops, Jessica, your health fitness program manager from McLean. And we're going to lay down on the floor right now for our yin yoga practice. If you want to bring some blocks, you can. I'm going to enjoy having just a pillow for this sequence. Limited in space here. But go ahead, lay down on your back and start to relax. If you're having any discomfort in your low back, option to bend your knees and even tense your knees in towards each other. Otherwise, just finding the starting savasana that feels right for you. So we'll begin with arms close by our body, legs close to each other. Start to slow down your breath. And with each exhale, can you relax a little bit more? Can you melt into this moment, into your mat, into your breath? Using your inhales, notice how and where you might be feeling any sort of tension, stress, sadness, discomfort. Maybe your inhale notices feelings of total joy and happiness. But if you do feel any sort of stress that you don't need right now, and sometimes, good stress is also a thing. Just use your exhale and let it go. Be in this breath, in this savasana, in this day. If you want to set an intention for today's practice, now's a fantastic time to do so. Having a positive affirmation that you can return to at times when you find that your mind is wandering can really help you to stay in the moment. So a gentle suggestion for an affirmation to stay focused on yourself here right now is simply the thought that you are worth it. I am worth this time. I am worth investing in myself. And I do give you permission to feel whatever it is that you want or need to feel today. If we're doing an asana and you feel inspired to create another shape, then go for it. I do hope, though, that you will let your breath be your guide throughout whatever you're doing or not doing during this class. And if you find that your breath is limited, then do a little bit less. Relax a little bit more. Remember, as we continue or start to move, if your eyes are moving, your mind is moving. So try and find that one spot to relax your eyes or simply close them. Let's go ahead and draw both of our knees up to the chest. Maybe knees are starting nice and wide. You can even rock gently side to side. Give yourself a massage all along your back. And once your spine really feels relaxed and firmly planted, maybe you make some circles with your knees in one direction, some circles with your knees in the opposite direction, and then create some stillness here, knees to chest pose. Elbows stretch down towards your hips. Give yourself that little double, triple chin choking of the throat sensation. And then check out if there's like rounding in your chest. I know that when I first come into this, I'm like, I feel so relaxed. And then when I think about it, I can really exhale and release more of the shoulders towards the mat, get more of the back of the head towards the mat. Bring my knees a little bit closer to the chest, simply through relaxation and breath and noticing. On your next exhale, extend your left leg long, left heel in line with your hip, and then all 10 fingers can interlace on your shin about 2 inches below the knee. If you're having trouble, grab and hold on top of your shin, then feel free to grab hold underneath of your leg. Pull it out away from your rib cage, back up to your shoulder, and then roll your left shoulder back down towards the mat. If your left calf muscle is not touching the floor, you can flex your toes back towards your face and start to pull. pull your knee towards your chest, but also push your shin into your hands palms. Draw your lower belly in and press your lower back down towards the floor. Back of the head is still down on the mat. Outer tips of the shoulders are still down on the mat as well. But if you're pushing and pulling and sucking your stomach in and pressing your lower back down towards the floor, you might even feel the pinching compression sensation in your lower right abdomen. That is your ascending colon, and we're getting some wind removing pose here. Such a good posture to practice before the holidays coming up when your tummy might feel a little tight or uncomfortable. Maybe you're going to someone else's house and you're having some trouble with feeling regular. Drawing your right knee towards your chest first is the way that you can really help to open things up. Don't worry, we'll get the left side in just a little bit. For now, left hand comes to the outside of your right knee. Extend your right arm to the side. You can use your foot to help you roll over to the left for our first spine twist. And maybe you even bring your pillow along or your block if you have one today as something to place underneath of your shin so you can really relax here in this twist. If you don't have a pillow, I like to just tuck my foot behind my leg for a little extra support, or maybe you keep your legs stacked for a bit of a more gentle spine twist. You're going to find what feels good for you, and if you want a little extra stretch of your neck, look in the opposite direction of your legs and then start to relax. Scan your body one breath at a time from head to toe and check out, did any rounding come back into your chest? Can you relax more of your shoulders towards the mat? Can you relax your face a little bit more, your hands, your belly, your back, your legs, your ankles, your toes, and eyes on one spot or closed? Great. Stillness, my friends. If you turn your head out of line with your heart, bring your head back in line with your heart. Gently roll to your back once again. Let's draw the left leg up to meet with the right, and then same options as before, perhaps a little gentle rocking side to side, perhaps giving yourself a couple circles with your knees in one direction, circles with your knees in the opposite direction. And then we're going to extend the right leg long. That's correct. Right leg long. Right calf muscle touching the floor, or flexing your toes to your face. Pull your left leg dramatically out towards the side and then back up towards your chest and shoulder and start to pull. So you're creating that compression on your lower left abdomen. Stretch your elbows down towards your hips, tucking your chin towards your chest, back of your head down on the mat. While you're pulling, start to push, pushing your shin into your hand palm. Press your lower back down towards the floor. Draw your lower belly in, so engaging your abdominal core. Low back is pressed down towards the mat. You're pushing, you're pulling, and you might feel that pinching compression sensation this time in the lower left abdomen. We're getting our descending colon. And you might even feel a shaking, trembling sensation in your biceps because you're pushing and you're pulling and you're pinching and you're compressing so hard, so much activation. Take 2 more breaths here. Make sure you're still breathing within your stretch. Now we have our opposite side spine twist. So right hand comes to the outside of the left leg, left arm extends as long as your space might allow, and then roll over to the right side. Option to bring your pillow or block underneath of your shin, and also to once again turn, twist your head in the opposite direction, back to your breath, to relaxing. So once again, once you get here, scan your body from head to toe and see how you can relax a little bit more. Maybe you need to do less on this side to truly be in the moment and enjoy your breath and melt into your mat. If you turn your head out of line with your heart, bring your head back in line with your heart, and then gently roll over onto your back. Once again, both knees draw towards your chest, but this time squeeze your legs in towards each other. Feet still relaxed side by side. Maybe you can grab hold of your opposite hand or wrist or even elbow. It's totally okay if you still just have one hand on top of each of your knees. Squeeze your inner thighs in towards each other and then pull them down towards your chest. Stretch your elbows back in the direction of your hips. Back of the head stays on the floor. Chin tucked towards your chest. Give yourself a double, triple chin. This time we're stimulating the transverse colon, creating as much length as you can from the crown of your head to the wall behind you, from your sacrum, your tailbone to the mat and the wall below you. Eventually, in the future, your whole spine can be flat on the floor. Go ahead, take one more deep inhale. And on your exhale, release the soles of the feet down to the mat. You can windshield wipe gently, left and right, left and right. And then we're going to make our way into a seated upright position. So perhaps you rock yourself up like a ball. Perhaps you roll yourself over and press yourself up. Totally your choice how you will come to be seated. Oh, good. My head's still in frame. Hadn't entirely thought about that. Okay. And next up we have Sukhasana. So a comfortable, easy seated position. Remember, every day is different, so you're just doing the best that you can with the body that you have today. I hurt my ankle earlier this week, which is why we're mostly laying around on the floor. So sitting in true Sukhasana with my legs crossed doesn't feel great, but that's why you're creating your comfortable, easy seated position. So today I'm enjoying a little bit more of my feet in a succession meditation. I'll set up with my two heels in one line, one heel invisible behind the other. But maybe your comfortable, easy seated position is one leg out or both legs out nice and wide because you're just doing what feels right for you. We're going to hang out here for a few breaths. Find some grounding through your sit bones. If you're really struggling, sit up on your prop. Find a little bit of a lift so that your knees can relax down towards the floor, your hip flexors can open, shoulders relax down away from your ears, a little length through the crown of your head here. Let's just grow tall in our breath. And if you set an intention for today's practice, come back to it right now. Breathe all that positivity into your heart, into your soul, and into being. And if you haven't set a positive intention for yourself, that's okay. You still can, or simply enjoy your long, slow, deep breath. Next up, we're going to come into butterfly. So just if you have your legs crossed, opening your legs a little bit wider, bringing the soles of the feet together. Remember, every day is different, so doing the best that you can with the body that you have today. Normally, I like my heels really close to my center line. A, I don't have a lot of props with me today. And B, things are a little tight. So I'm just going to press my heels further out away from me. Your hands can always be behind you, or perhaps you take a forward fold. Maybe you bring your pillow to the party and fold over from here, or you relax your head. We're going to hang out here in this butterfly for just a few minutes. Remember, no stretch so deep that you're holding your breath. And it's totally normal if you first came into a stretch and it felt so good. And after a few breaths, it starts to not feels so good. And if you need to make a change, go for it, make a change, and then create some new stillness from somewhere different. Great. If you took a forward fold, gently draw your belly in, lift yourself up. We're going to bend our knees, soles of the feet come to the floor, hands can come behind you as you windshield wipe your legs right and left, whatever pace you want. You can be windshield wiping much faster than me if you want, or maybe you're enjoying some longer holds and pauses because you're creating the stretch that's right for your body. Next up, we're going to go for a big hamstring stretch with caterpillar. If your hamstrings are really tight, consider sitting on your pillow to begin with as we extend legs long in front of us. We don't want to have a lot of rounding in our back because this is very uncomfortable. So pulling your chest forward and or walking your glutes back. Maybe you even actually reach back and you move your glutes out of the way so you can enjoy a little bit of a forward fold. Once your shoulders are forward of your hips, you can take some rounding here if you want, or you can keep your hands on the floor and enjoy a nice long spine. Maybe your prop or pillow comes below your belly to support you right here, or maybe you want a little bit more relaxation. Maybe you're super duper tight and you just place that prop or pillow underneath of your knees and find a gentle forward fold. Your toes can go wherever your toes would like to go. And if your head feels heavy, then perhaps you relax it down. You can rest on your hands once again. Let's gently come out of this one. So if you're in that forward fold, a drawing of your belly to support yourself as you lift yourself up. Move any props out of the way as you need to. We're going to come onto all fours in tabletop and enjoy some cat-cow from here. You got a nice long cat-cow. We don't have any child's pose coming your way in today's class. So I encourage you to think towards if you want to take that child's pose stretch even right here. You're welcome as always to hold in any sort of stretch for any length of time that your body wants or needs. So maybe you're just enjoying some traditional cat-cow and really rounding and flexing your spine. Or maybe you're taking some generous shakes and shimmies through your shoulders or shakes and shimmies through your hips. We'll get a big stretch into our low backs after this with some Sphinx pose. Last few shakes and shimmies in your cat cows. Make sure you got everything in both directions, being super kind to your body today. That's why you're here. And when you're ready, we're going to slink ourselves down and forward into Sphinx pose. Ideally, your elbows might be underneath of your armpits. I'm a little limited in space. But if you're feeling really tight, tense, or tired today, maybe you generously walk your arms forward or out. Wherever they are, though, a little pressure of elbows pulling back towards your hips. And you can stay right here, or for a deeper stretch in your low back, bend your knees and allow your glutes to come towards your heels. And if that felt like too much, then simply relax, release the tops of the feet to the floor. While still pushing your elbows down and pulling your chest forward and externally rotating your shoulders, you can tuck your chin towards your chest and get that big stretch on the back of your neck. We got just a couple breaths here. One more long, slow, deep inhale. And on the exhale, we're going to release ourselves down into alligator. Don't mind me. I'm going to flip around in the opposite direction for a little bit more space. Boop, boop. So you're making a pillow with your hands and you're placing your forehead on top of the pillow. Elbows are going out nice and wide. Mouth is down, kissing towards your mat. You're simply breathing. If your low back is still feeling really tense, tired, then bend your knees again and this time windshield wipe your legs left and right, left and right. But otherwise, simply enjoying the stillness in your alligator right here. And then we'll get a nice big stretch into our hips, into the inner thigh with a little half frog. So starting with that right leg, right knee is going to bend, comes in line with your hip, right foot is flexed, creating those 90-degree angles. And you can make this stretch as intense as you want by squeezing your glute, your right side glute, and pressing your inner thigh in towards the floor. Or maybe you're simply just enjoying whatever happens with the stretch. You can even twist your head to the right. For an extra little stretch of your neck, simply relax and release here, shoulders melting away from your ears, lats gently drawing down towards your hips, and that optional big squeeze of your glute and intentional press of your inner thigh towards the floor. All right, start to bring your head back down towards the mat, forehead on your pillow hands. Walk your right leg back in, passing through our alligator for just a moment. And then left leg bent, bringing that left knee in line with your hip, flexing your toes up towards your face, and a little squeeze of the left glute, little pressure of that left inner thigh, knee towards the mat, and then option to turn and look towards the left for a gentle stretch of your neck in the other direction, and simply breathe. Shoulders relax away from your ears. Last few breaths here. Next, we're going to roll onto our backs. So you can roll right onto your back from here. Plant the soles of the feet on the floor. Find your relaxed spine on your back. And once again, draw your knees up towards your chest. Inner thighs squeezing in towards each other. Feet relaxed side by side. Go for that big grip again. Maybe you grab hold of your fingers. Maybe you grab hold of your wrist. Maybe you can grab hold of your opposite elbow. But then once again, releasing the back of your head, the back of your neck. Chin tucked towards your chest. Head still on the floor. 2 more slow breaths. Look towards your knees. If you're holding your hand, you're creating a diamond shape. And then you can release, send your legs up towards the ceiling, a little legs up the imaginary wall. If you're having trouble keeping your legs up the imaginary wall, maybe you tuck your thumbs gently under your bum for a little support from your arms. And there can be as generous of a bend in your knees as you want. If you want to take the opportunity to make some circles here with your ankles, or maybe point and flex your feet. Just create the stretch that your legs need today. And then sink into some stillness as or when you can. We got one more asana before our final savasana. So next up is going to be twisted root. Bend your left leg and place the sole of the left foot down on the floor, and then cross your right leg over the left as deeply as you can. Extend your arms out to the side or maybe in a goalpost. And with our legs still crossed, knees are going to fall heavy to the right. Your prop might come into play here. If it's uncomfortable for you to keep those legs crossed, then simply go for a nice wide leg spine twist. Option to turn and look over the opposite shoulder. If your legs are still crossed, right ankle on top of left thigh, slide your right ankle off of the left thigh and send your knees back up towards the ceiling. Maybe readjust your spine, firmly planting your back on the floor. This time, right leg stays planted. Let's inhale that left leg high towards the sky. Cross your left leg over the right and knees fall over to the left. If it feels good to have that ankle still crossed, great, keep it there. If it doesn't feel great, you can slide that left leg off for just a wide-legged spine twist, getting that big, deep stretch into your outer glute, into the IT band, into the hip. An option to turn twist, look in the other direction of your knees. If you turned and twisted your head, gently bring your head back in line with your heart. If your ankles still cross over your thighs, uncross your ankles. Gently send your knees back up towards the ceiling. Walk your feet in. Option to windshield wipe your legs, right and left, right and left. One more time. And when you're ready, send your legs out long for a final savasana. Maybe your legs stay wide, maybe your arms stay wide. Find whatever feels good for you. Maybe one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly as we melt into our mats one last time together today. Begin another scan of your body from head to toe. On each inhale, notice how you feel in that portion of your body. And on your exhale, can you let go a little bit more? Can you melt into your breath, into your mat, into the moment? And while we're laying here on the floor, I hope that as class closes out, that you feel a little bit more relaxed, loose, easy, comfortable, and flexible. And that most of all, you'd feel pride in yourself for taking some time for you today, because it truly is so wonderful. What joy, what luck we have to be able to create me time, to focus on ourselves, to fill our own cup. We truly are so blessed and lucky to create a quiet space, to have the ability to reflect, to think good thoughts, to move, to simply be. Can you take some time in the next few breaths to think of at least one thing that you're so proud of yourself for doing this week? Maybe it's something that you did for yourself. Maybe it's something that you did for someone else. But I hope whatever it is, that it fills your heart with joy and warmth, and that the next time we're together, you'll have filled each day with so many of those wonderful thoughts and feelings. Maybe it's the same one every day. Maybe every day it's something different. And it's also okay if you totally forget. Thank you so much for coming today and taking part in some of my energy and taking a moment to put yours out there as well. As always, if no one has told you today, you are special. You are worth it and worthy, and there's no one better to be than yourself. And today has the power to be an amazing day. You get better every single day. And by taking this time for yourself, you encourage others around you to do the same. And if we all can create just a little bit of me time, of self-focus, of reflection, we can all continue to be our best and do our best and do it together. But it starts with you. So take time this week to think those good thoughts, to speak good words and eat good foods and do good deeds, and every day nourish yourself from the inside out. The light within me honors season is so thankful for the light within you. So please keep showing up, keep shining, and being your best. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your practice and an even better rest of your day. Namaste.